Hi, this is Colleen with Chats with Colleen, and we're so glad that you're joining us today for our biweekly podcast edition. Since it's the month of October, there's a lot of titles that this month has. And one that's really important to me is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And my next two guests are survivors. And so there's all forms of this that happens to people. It's not always being hurt, bruised, punched, slapped, but there's other abuses that can take place, such as withholding money from people emotionally, mentally, um, mistreating people over and over again. Um, and these two guests are very brave to share their stories with us and their time. This week, I have Angel Santangelo. I probably said that wrong, but she's going to pronounce it correctly at the beginning of our recording and our episode. And she is a survivor. She's also a recovering addict. She's a single mom of three kids. She has five dogs. She is all the way in Pennsylvania. So we did this via Zoom, obviously, and she took the time out of her day to spend with me. And she was so brave to share all of her stories of survival and how she gets through the day. She also shares with us her careers and her jobs that she does, which she does DoorDash and Instacart, and she also sells products for a European lifestyle company called Pharmacy. And let me tell you, those products are amazing. And I found out why, because they're held to European standards, which I didn't realize that were higher than US. But some of my favorite products that I've bought from them and that I still use are the Chicory instant coffee, which has way less caffeine than regular coffee. It has fiber in it. It helps your stomach. It helps your gut. And it just gives you energy and keeps you full for a long period of time. I also love the aloe glow juice. You just need to pour a little bit in your water cup, and it just helps you feel so much better. It helps your stomach with any bloating, gassing that you have, and keeps you regular. I also love the massage gel. This is perfect for a long day of stress at work, a long day of exercising, running around your house. I personally love to rub it on my legs because my legs and my feet get extremely sore. It doesn't give you like the icy hot, which you get like a cooling and a hot. It just dulls that pain away. I also love the spirulina, which helps to just keep you feeling healthy and revitalized. And their makeup is also great as well. It doesn't clog your pores, it doesn't make you look cakey, and it just lasts forever. So please check her out. Please check out her products, and please like and share this post. And please share it with somebody who this may help, because this is what our mission is. So thank you so much. So, hi, it's Colleen with Chats with Colleen, and today we are here with Angel. And can you say your last name for me?
Santangelo.
Okay, I figured it was something close to that, but I don't want to butcher it.
Very
So, thank
Italian.
you. So, thank you.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I followed you on Facebook, and like what draw me to you is you have such like a real, raw, down to earth personality, and you remind me a lot of myself because I just say
Aw.
whatever comes to my mind, and I don't. If somebody doesn't like it, I'm like, well, I'm sorry. But so
Yeah.
I really love that about you. And I love
Thank
your
you.
rise and shine videos in the morning. Those are like the best. So it's just like really resonates with me. I guess that's just how I can say
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask you what led you down the path of addiction, and was it drugs or alcohol?
All of the above.
All the above.
Um, yeah, so I don't I mean there's so many terms now. It's been years since I've been in a rehab. But like I always called myself like a trash can. It was whatever would make me numb or avoid, I went through different periods of my life. So I started using very, very young and learned at a very young age to just mask your feelings. And this substance will make you happy and able to do things or want to do things. And I started very young. Um, just drinking, smoking pot. I was 14, I think, when I started my first line. Just yeah.
Wow. So I think most of us started doing something, sneaking around. I think we started smoking cigarettes when we were like 13 or 14. We'd go to like the golf country club and buy them in the when they
Yep,
sold them in the machines. And
yep,
we would even make at one point like fake cigarettes when we were like 8 and keep,
yep.
I don't know, we just thought it was glamorous and cool. And
Right,
then when
right.
you get towards high school, you start like experimenting with like alcohol or whatever, and maybe steal it from your parents' alcohol cabinet. And I hope they're not listening. And then
Yeah,
you get beer, then you find people to buy it. And so I think you like that. Like at first, it would be like that feeling, that rush, or like it gave you the head high or whatever, made you
right,
feel
right,
like out of your body. But then I know some people got, at least growing up with, for me, they got where they maybe had that trigger in them that they couldn't stop and they really liked like that feeling too much.
right.
Yeah.
You end up seeking it out. Yeah. And there was a couple turning points for me. My parents divorced when I was about 10 years old. And my whole life was turned upside down. So what I knew or thought was real wasn't real. And then it went from being like this normal middle class household to just like absolute chaos. And I don't want to blame my parents, because especially being a parent now, like I just can only hope and pray that I'm showing my kids the right way to do things and hope that they make the right choices. So I'm not by any means blaming my parents at all, but my mom had a keg on tap at all times. We would steal beer out of the tap,
Oh, wow.
that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. And we were doing that at 12 years old, and stealing cigarettes from them. Um, like you said, sneaking and smoking. And then my sister found a joint in my mom's purse, and that was a turning point. Oh, you mean drugs aren't bad if my mom's doing it? You mean they're not bad? Because at that age, like, drugs were drugs. Like, there wasn't categories. Like, especially now that marijuana is legal, it's a completely different ball game. you
Right.
know Back then it was like, oh, mom has a joint in her purse, I guess it's okay to do drugs. So it was just and then, when there was fighting or I had to do something that I didn't want to do, it was like, well, then I'll just go drink some beer and I'll be happy while I'm doing it, or I'll be drunk while I'm doing it, and it'll make it fun. And it just spiraled out of control from there. Like I said, I went through my phases. Mainly in high school, I just smoked pot like it was my job. Like I smoked pot like I'd smoke cigarettes. Like just got high before I went to school in the morning, got high at lunch, got high on my way home to my job, got high on my way home from the job. It just was an everyday thing.
Hmm. Which I think
Mhm.
nowadays, with like in Florida, medical marijuana is legal. So you have to pay for the license, you have to have a
Right.
prescription, and they don't have, recreational, it's not here yet. So, but I think everywhere I go in the morning, I leave for work and I'm like, oh, I smell marijuana. And you
Yep.
always know that smell, but I'm like, it's not even like a car isn't even near me. You just know like everybody's doing it. So I
Yep.
think for me, that is like, it helped my mom prior to her passing. She did medical marijuana chocolates, and she had Alzheimer's, and it was the only thing that would like calm her down.
Oh yeah.
No prescription would help her. We did the little chocolates, gave her a piece, and she's like, I love my chocolates. And they worked. They calmed her. I mean, they
It
soothed.
is a miracle
It is.
drug.
And
It really
so,
is a plant. It's a
and it's a
miracle plant. It
plant
really
and
is.
it's natural, but I feel like the problem is nowadays, like I've heard of people buying, marijuana joints like off the street, and it's laced with fentanyl. And then
Right.
and that's the problem. So I think if they make it rec and they can buy it, there's going to be less, overdoses and things like that, but they haven't figured that out here yet.
Yeah.
um so how did you pull yourself out of addiction? And first of all, like, how long were you using
Mhm.
drugs for?
I used drugs until I got pregnant with my daughter. I was
Wow.
35 years old. So I started when I was about 12. And I mean, I had some years in there, some months in there of sobriety that I'd pull my life back together. I'm not going to do this anymore. And then, like, something would happen and I'd fall right back into old habits. So, I drank a lot in my mid to late 20s. Like, I turned 21 and like drinking wasn't a really big thing. We were like blowing lines back then like crazy. I mean, yeah, drinking with it, but like it was more about like doing coke. And then uh how did I pull myself out of it? So I had my husband and I had gotten out of jail in 2011 and I had met my husband in 2012. And then it was just like a crazy relationship. And I had been using heroin during our relationship. I actually went to a clinic and I got on Suboxones and was sober for a while, but it was before maintenance. Suboxone maintenance was really, really popular, and they would only fund you for a year. And I didn't have my own health insurance. Him and I weren't married, so I didn't have his health insurance. So I lost my funding for that, and I spiraled right back into heroin addiction because I didn't wean myself properly. I was sick. I couldn't be sick because I needed to go to work and, everything else. And then I'd really given up on life. And for whatever reason, he took me back. Um, and I ended up pregnant with Lily. And that was kind of like he tried for weeks to get me to go to a rehab, but at that point, like I'd already been through the withdrawal. Um, And when I realized I was pregnant with her, it was just making that decision that I was going to do better for her, that I was going to stop. And this is my sign. This is my reason. This is what I'm going to do to change my life, and just pour everything into being a mom.
Hmm. How did you get off of the heroin?
So literally he stopped so for a while he would enable me. He would give me so much money. He would take me to buy a bundle, and then like before he'd go to work he would give me some so I wouldn't be sick. So like I was already kind of weaning off of it, but he just stopped enabling me. So it was like a good 2 weeks of like sweating it out and laying in bed, but not like completely like shooting a bundle before you go into rehab kind of withdrawal. But yeah, I definitely like feel like I spent like a month because it was my birthday month. In I spent that whole month of January just like locked in the bedroom, and like he would bring me food and I didn't do anything. Like I would come down and maybe let the dogs out, maybe not. I just really didn't do anything, and then I found out I was pregnant with her, and then I started taking care of myself better, and going to my appointments and doing things, and seeing family and friends again, and just kind of bringing myself out of it because this is my life now. This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to live life now. I have a reason to live my life now because I'd really given up. I didn't care if I died in that bedroom or not. Like I just didn't. I was done fighting.
Wow.
I
I
was done
imagine
fighting.
it takes a
Yeah.
toll on you. It's just maybe it becomes tiring. Like this is all that
Yeah.
you do. Hmm.
Yeah, because I'd lost, over the years, I'd been in jail, I'd lost jobs, and I'd always pull myself out.
Dog. Hmm.
Yeah, lady's like, she's crying again. We need to make sure
Oh,
she's okay. I know,
oh.
Ladybug. I know. Um, but yeah, it was just, I always pulled myself back out, and I was just done fighting. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm like so over this vicious cycle
Hmm.
of, just going back to the same thing. And I didn't have a reason. And then I got pregnant with her, and I had a reason to stay sober. So.
That's amazing. So, what's an image that you think people have about somebody who does drugs that you don't agree with?
So the old heads, people 10, 20 years my senior would, and even my parents, my not so much my mom as my dad, wrote people in addiction off. Like you think that we have this choice, but we don't have a choice. We really aren't choosing it. And through my divorce and through everything that I've been through within the past couple of years, I had to keep continuing to fight that addiction and keep cutting people off of my life that were in my life because it's so easy to go back. So, just that people write us off. We're not all the same. Just because we're an addict doesn't mean there's no hope for us, because especially nowadays there's so much treatment out there. But I have my dad is one of those people that just, you're an addict, you got arrested, you're in jail, like I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Like there's no hope for you. You're done. You're no longer productive person, part of society. And a lot of my husband's friends were that way. They're the old heads that just, you know, you found your friend shooting up dope and you just didn't talk to them anymore, just wrote them off. And I think more people need to not do that and still be
Hmm.
there in some capacity, and so not to support us, in some capacity, not necessarily enable us, but let us know that we're loved.
I think they need to have more compassion for other people because,
In general, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, in general, but like I follow these other thing, and they're in Kensington. That's in Pennsylvania, right? Near Philadelphia.
Yes, yes.
And it's a rough area. And those people are just they're just so bad off, so hooked on the drugs, and they mix it with
Yep.
like tranquilizer, and it's like eating their body. And you just
Yep.
look at them and they don't want to be doing that. But I know like getting off of it is so hard. And then finding the right care and then finding somewhere to go like after they get out of care
Yep.
and
And
not
to
going
get a
around.
job, and
Yeah.
to go, like, oh man, if I had to go back into society again, you're starting at McDonald's at minimum wage is the kind of job you're looking at. And
Well,
that's not going to
especially
get you an apartment. That's not going to, like, our system's so flawed, but that's another
it's
topic,
another topic, I know.
So,
Like, and the other thing with trying to find a job now,
yep,
I have a 25-year-old son and he just graduated from college. I didn't go to college. I had him. He graduated from college and he cannot find a job. I mean, it's the field he wants to be in, but he has communications major, but he's applied for like probably 700 jobs since May and
yeah,
there's no reply. So I know like even people with college educations can't
yep,
get jobs at McDonald's, Target, Starbucks, anywhere. So I can
yep,
imagine if you had felonies or anything like that, but that's just a judgment. Like that's somebody's past. And
yeah,
so people need to get
yep,
over their past. Mhm.
yep, for sure, for sure.
How many years were you married?
Honestly, we only got married in 2021. So we were only
Oh,
married.
wow.
I mean, technically we're still married, but we were only married for 3 years.
But he's the father of your 3 kids?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And how long were you together with him in total?
Since 2012.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.
13 years?
Yeah.
13, 14?
14
Yeah.
years.
Mhm. And when did the marriage turn like, did it get worse when you got married?
No. So, like like, there's no simple answer to this question. So again, like, I don't want to blame my parents because my parents didn't know any better either. But my dad never ever said anything nice to me. So as soon as I moved in with my husband in 2012, it had already, like, he showed his true colors right away.
Mm,
And I had just gotten out of jail and I wasn't healed enough and I wasn't strong enough to be like, fuck this, I'm out. I was like, he checked off all the boxes. He had a house, he had a job, he had his own car. Um, and I was like, okay, maybe this is just how it is. Like, I grew up like this. I could do this.
mhm.
But that's also what sent me really badly into heroin addiction. So it was really bad right off the bat. But again, like, I accepted my fate. When I got pregnant with my daughter and then, like, my son, like, I had accepted my fate. Like, this is the life I'm living. I'm gonna do this. And that's when I was like, I really want to have the same last name as my kids, and like let's finally get married, because it like it didn't matter to either of us. We like went to the courthouse. It wasn't a big deal. It's still like I still don't think I've never been a traditional person. I don't think I would have had a big wedding, or if I ever am in a situation again, I still don't think I would have a big wedding. It got bad when I got pregnant with William. That's when it got really unbearable. He didn't want him. He made it very clear he didn't want him. I mean, for days, he's like, that kid is not mine. Because we were not intimate often at all. Like, I mean, it was like days. I was like, do you really think, like, and his dad was living with us, like, do you really think I have time to have an affair? Like, who do you think I'm cheating on you with? So that's when it got really bad.
Ugh. And then you're still married, you're going through the divorce process,
Correct.
and that's really difficult with being a mother with three young kids. I
Um,
can imagine.
yeah, no, the worst part was being pregnant and having
Oh,
him removed from the house and
oh
having
wow.
to go to court pregnant and fight for a PFA and deal with the fact that nobody was listening to me or believing me, and him and his narcissistic family were making me out to be the crazy one. And I'm not going to say I'm not crazy, because I am fucking crazy, but like
Mhm.
we all play our part
Me
in it.
too. Mhm.
We all play our part in it, you know. So that was the hardest part. Like the divorce now is, if I can get up and go to court every day, like I just feel like June was literally just all court dates. And I had to get a PFA against him. I had to get one against his dad to get him out of the house. I was very lucky with my judge that the judge granted that. And that just going, like, and if you have ever been to court or anything, like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, you
Right.
don't, like, your life is literally in their hands. And so now we've grown since then. I no longer have a PFA. We Not necessarily that we communicate better, but like we're working really well in this co-parenting lifestyle, and the divorce is just about negotiating what we want, and hopefully that'll be over soon too.
Yeah,
But
I know. There's always a fight with, especially if it comes down to money or material items or anything like that. Um, that's what takes the longest. Now, when you say a PFA, is that the same as a restraining order
yes,
or
yeah,
similar?
protection
Okay.
from abuse. Yeah,
Okay.
protection from abuse. That's what they call it in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
because in Florida, it's a restraining order. And I had to get a restraining order shortly after I graduated high school. My dad took me down to the courthouse to get it because I had a boyfriend at the time who was very abusive to me. Stalking me, he would strangle me, hit me, steal from me, steal from my family. He was a drug addict as well, and an alcoholic. And I remember going to the court and he didn't show up. And I remember standing there crying because he had come to my job and was like trying to kidnap, like grab me into the car. And he didn't show up. And I remember telling the judge, I'm crying. And I'm like, well, he's not here. And he's like, well, that doesn't have it. He like scolded me. And I was like crying. And I looked at
Yeah.
the lady and I'm like, I don't know what I did wrong. And
Yeah.
then I remember leaving and him being out in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh my God, like,
Oh, but he didn't go into the courthouse. Oh,
mm-mm.
yeah.
And then another time I went and he was driving by and wanted me to get in the car with him. I'm like, this is just, there's really no protection unless it here, it seemed like if they would kill you or like,
Yeah. No, there
physically.
isn't. There really isn't. I do have to say my husband only put his hands on me like 3 times. It was more the mental abuse, the
That's,
gaslighting, the making you question your reality, the he never said anything nice to me. Like maybe 3 times the whole time we were together. Like after I moved in. Let's just put it that way, after I moved in. Um yeah.
wow. Yeah. Gaslighting and verbal abuse and, is probably one of the hardest things to get over.
Yeah.
I think so. How do you keep your days going, like, and keep yourself so upbeat?
So I actually so when I got pregnant with Lily and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna go to rehab. I'm not gonna go to therapy, but I have to create my own therapy, whatever. So I did not find the Bible and Jesus Christ until recently within the past 2 years. But did start doing personal development, and I did start when I could grabbing books. But I've always journaled, and I've always kind of like worked through my feelings that way. And it just you have to have a positive attitude to have a positive life. If you focus on the negative, you're going to attract more negative. So, like, and we all have our days and we all have our moments because I still sure do. Like, I caught myself this morning, like, you are not struggling right now. You are surviving and thriving because you are here and you are still going. Um, and you just need to keep telling yourself that. And you need to, like, until you believe it, until you start seeing it. And I do think, especially if you're like me, that's like, not that I'm anti-therapy, but for me personally, I'm anti-therapy. um,
Mhm.
now my daughter's in therapy. We're in family therapy. That's a whole nother story, but I don't want my own personal therapist. Um, Getting devotionals and just doing just start working on gratitude is a great place to start, and doing that is really what keeps me going. Like, I know that I've done it before. Over and over again, I've pulled myself out of the trenches. I can do it today, and this is nothing compared to what I've been through already. So you just gotta
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
that
and how
mindset shift.
yeah, which is really hard. That's hard. A lot of people struggle with that. So, you could probably teach a lot of people. I feel like you don't need therapy. You're probably therapy to a lot of people just following you and everything like that. You know, you help a
Yeah.
lot. How has it been co-parenting, like outside of in two different houses?
Um One of the hardest things I've ever done. It really is. Dad's dad's the fun dad. Dad has money. Dad gets them on the weekends and they can do fun things. Mom has them during the week and makes them go to school and makes them go to appointments and makes them take their medicine. And you know, I wanted to I like messaged my one friend. I was like, I want to run away. And he humored me for a little bit, and then he was like, okay, Angel. I was like, no, thank you. Like, I needed that laugh, but like I did. I was like, I just want to give up and run away. Like, these little fuckers don't like me, and I'm done fighting for them. Like, I'm just so done. But at the same time, then James comes up to me and he's like, Mommy, I love you again. I'm like, you
Yeah,
little
that's how
jerk.
kids are. They don't change when they get older. They're still going to be back
So
and
right.
forth.
So,
They always
and
want their mom.
being a child of divorce, like, you do grow up and you do see what really happened behind the scenes and you see the bigger picture. So I know that I will get there, but I mean, we some days we communicate really well and some days we don't.
Which is normal. That's all
Yeah.
people.
It's
Hmm.
it's really nice that you can ignore them when they're not in your face, and vice versa. So yeah, if I start getting mouthy with him, he just ignores me. And like, and the same with him. Like, he called me up crying about his lawyer, and I was like, "You're the one that brought lawyers into it. Like, I'm done with this conversation. I don't feel sorry for you right now." So I hung up on him, and fucking feels great.
Yeah, I
So
bet.
yeah. So I mean, it's co-parenting.
And your daughter, I love her sassy attitude. My son used to do that. He would always, I have tons of pictures of him flicking us the bird. That was our
Yep.
thing. And even
Yep.
still to this day, it's so funny. And her little
Yep.
face, I'm like, yes. It's,
That's all dad, by the way.
Are you
Now,
serious?
yeah,
Yeah.
if she calls you a little fucker, that's all me. But but no, yeah, he taught them. He thought it was funny to. So now he taught my son the rock symbol, and the baby started doing it now.
Oh,
But no, he taught her the middle finger pretty young.
oh
So
my God.
so
She, yeah, in the back of the
I just
car.
laugh
I'm
when
like, yep,
everybody on my social media is like, "You're such a horrible mom," and I'm like, I
oh,
mean,
whatever.
there's
No,
worse things she could be doing.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to move into you do OnlyFans, the web page. What exactly is OnlyFans?
So OnlyFans actually does not necessarily have to be uh corn. I don't
Right.
know, like I don't know what, because I know
What
you're
the
gonna post this on
conception
social.
of everybody has. Yeah, like people don't know what it is. Mm-hmm.
Right. So no, there's comedians on there. There's just regular people on there that want to post a little bit more fun stuff that don't. So I went and I did my research and I followed a bunch of people and it's like literally it can be whatever you want it to be. And it was really empowering for me at the time. I don't update it as much anymore or really work it because like anything you can't just upload content and expect it to take off. You have
Right.
to build a brand. So
You have to keep doing it. It has to be like
yeah,
all you do. Because I know some people, they quit their jobs as teachers and now they make millions on OnlyFans. Well, then you wonder what are they doing on OnlyFans?
right. Um, where I have my kids most of the time,
Right.
so I would only have the weekends to create the spicy content, and I honestly I've lost interest in it. I still have the page. You can still go and find it, and whatnot. But for me at the time, it was just really, when I had my husband telling me all the negative things about me, and he did not like my new body, he did not like my fat rolls, like, and this is the body that gave him 3 kids, like, or that birthed 3 kids and carried 3 kids, and I'm still feeding one of those kids, so it just was just to really make me feel sexy again, and it did that, and it served its purpose for that. I mean, I may go
That's
back to
great.
it. I had fun doing it, I really did.
Hmm. If you had fun. And then is it like any other social media? You get followers or they have to pay to get on there? Or,
So there's 2 different ways you can do it, and actually that was one of my goals for this month, to create a second page. So you should really create 2 pages. One is a pay-per-view page, so you'll post like basic pictures of you and like what you're doing on there, so they have an idea of what you look like, and then you'll post more spicy content, or even just like Facebook with the surprise subscribers. Pay-per-view content, so you have to pay x amount of dollars to see this content, and so that's the page that I created originally because that's what ChatGPT told me to do. But
mhm,
then realizing that most OnlyFans people that are successful on OnlyFans have a free subscription with pay-per-view, and they have a paid subscription channel. So that was my goal this month, to create another channel that was a subscription, um, for where you can pay for the month and you can see all the videos I have and all the pictures that I have and all of my content. So that's a goal of mine for this one, is to create that second page. um but it's kind of like YouTube, that you get subscribers.
mhm,
um and I have just under 100 subscribers, which I think is awesome. I've only had it for like 3 months.
mhm.
So I mean, I'm happy with where it's at.
That's good. And when you say you do spicy pictures, are they like fully nudes or in lingerie or a combination?
Um, Combination, and my customers then tell me what they want, and
Oh,
then I
mhm.
will upload that. If I'm not making, or you can edit it just about anything too. If I am making a personal video, I can still probably edit it out and post it as a regular video on there for a paid, per view. Um, but yeah, it is spicy. Some of it is fully nude. I started it out because I knew one of my hooks would be that I'm still lactating, and that's a
Hmm.
fetish for some people. So that's really, it was just all boobs when I started the page, and it's just kind of grown from there. That it's not
I
just
heard
all
that
boobs
is a
anymore.
fetish. They have feet. There's a whole bunch of fetishes that
Oh
people have.
yeah, and then like
There's,
so yeah, so I'll post, so instead of having Feet Finder, I post my feet pics like when I get a pedicure and that kind of stuff on my OnlyFans, and you can pay for that if you're into feet, if you want to see my feet. So it is really cool because you can make it whatever you want.
and whatever
Um
your viewers want too.
yeah,
Hmm. Nice. What's a misconception that people have of it? Obviously, they don't know what it is. That's number
right.
one,
Oh,
but
absolutely. It's not all corn. It's not all corn. Mine is completely solo work. I don't have anybody in mind except for me. And um like I said, there's this one girl I follow, and one of her pay-per-view things was just of her twerking on a boat, and she was completely covered, but that's something she wasn't comfortable just posting on regular social media. So it doesn't, and again, it doesn't have to be spicy content. It can be comedians that are starting out, or whatever you want it to be.
oh, that's really interesting. And then what other jobs do you do for work to earn income?
I DoorDash and Instacart. I'm with a European lifestyle company, so I do network marketing for that. And I am a full-time content creator on all the platforms, but Facebook pays the best. So Meta pays me the best and the most.
Wow, that's awesome. And so the products, what's the company name that you work for?
I'm with pharmacy.
Pharmacy, which I love the products. Number one, they're really good. Yeah, and they're not, some of those products that you buy from people are like so expensive, when you think about it, and they're not even that good. And these are like the creams that you put on your face and the makeup. It's all like reasonably priced and it's good products.
It
Doesn't
really
make you
is.
break out, it doesn't cause allergies. It's really good. Yes.
Yeah, it really is. So my background was I when I was 16, I got my manicurist license. By the time I was 21, I think I had my esthetician's license. So I was in salons and spas for 20 years before I became a stay-at-home mom. So European skincare has always been a passion of mine. And it was just kind of funny how I stumbled into this, and the makeup's what sold me. I can't tell you how much money I spent in Ulta. I spent on Sephora. I would go to New York and into the Macy's there and buy Giorgio Armani makeup, and it would just melt. Like I would have raccoon eyes within a half an hour of wearing it, and Pharmacy's makeup didn't do it. Like that was literally what sold me. And I was like, if their makeup is this good, the rest of their products have to be this good. So, as everything, your life evolves, and I don't wear makeup anymore. And I'm just really into the supplements now, and I really have been able to do away with a lot of my everyday aches and pains because of the supplements I take. I swear, without the coffee and the L-carnitine, I would not have the energy to chase after and clean up after 5 dogs and 3 kids. It really has been just life changing, and not just that, but the networking aspect of it
Hmm.
is, for being a secluded stay-at-home mom in an abusive relationship, so you're not allowed to have friends. You kind of like leave all your friends behind. You're allowed to see maybe one or two occasionally. It was finding a community for me. It gave me something to do, something that was just mine that he couldn't take from me.
How long
It's,
have you been selling those products for?
um I think this month I'm with pharmacy 4 years.
Oh, wow.
It's either 3 or 4 years. Um, Maybe it is 2022. No, James, we got married in 2021, and I'm pretty sure in 2021 October. I have to look. It was on my list of things to look for this month because my anniversary date is coming up. But I'm pretty sure it's been 4 years I've been with pharmacy, but I've been network marketing since COVID, since everybody was on their phone and,
Hmm. Everybody
the
was at
whole
home.
big boom
Yeah.
of, social
Network
selling.
marketing and social and influencers. And I do have to
Yeah.
say that aloe juice, the aloe glow is amazing because I've
Oh,
tried other aloes. Like I bought some on Amazon, it's not the same. Like this one is the only thing, it just like soothes your stomach. It helps so much.
and I'm almost out of it because with being sick, I've been chugging it like crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to order some and get it
I know, and you don't
expedited.
need that much. I pour it in my big water cup and then I just, sip that
Mhm.
and the tea, that raspberry tea. So I need to place another order.
Yeah.
Some more stuff.
It is
Yeah.
so good. But no, the same with the L-carnitine because we had run out of it. They weren't able to produce it as quickly as we were selling it in the US. So because I was pregnant, because L-carnitine is such a good amino acid for your body as a whole, I did buy again on Amazon other brands. I tried other brands. It just doesn't make you feel as good as the pharmacies because they're held to European standards.
It's
So there are
different
a
than
lot,
the US. Mhm.
yeah,
Better.
there's not a lot of extras in there. So extra ingredients in there.
Well,
But
that
yeah,
explains
thank
a
you.
lot. Yeah, that
But thank
explains a
you for
lot.
that.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I appreciate your time with you joining me. You gave everybody a lot of inspiration who's struggling with drug addiction, abusive relationships, or anything like that. We're going to tag all of your sites and your social media so people can reach out to you and follow you. And
Thank
then
you.
hopefully, yeah, and hopefully place orders, check out the products, and get some help with their lives.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you. I hope you feel better. And be
Oh,
sure
thank you.
to send me your email address too, so I can
Okay.
send you over this episode.
Okay. I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice rest of your weekend.
You too, honey.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks so much for listening and joining us. If you haven't already, please share, subscribe, and like our episodes and our podcast. Also, leave a review. It will be so helpful to us, and we would so appreciate it. Also, if you want to join us at any time, we're open to any guests joining us in person and on Zoom. We post and record episodes bi-weekly, so that's twice a month. Um, Also, they're posted on our socials, which is Facebook, Secured Insurance Group, Instagram, Colleen Insurance Lady. This podcast was hosted by myself, Miss Colleen Pacheco, and recorded and produced and edited by Sean Spazzato. Our podcast cover art was designed and created by Norma Pacheco, and our intro and outro music is created by Lounge Bar by Geronic. Goodbye.